Imagine taking a walk through a quiet forest. No roads, no cities, no signs of civilization. Yet hundreds of feet beneath your feet, thousands of people could be living at this very moment. Entire hospitals, power plants, military headquarters, food warehouses, water treatment facilities, communication centers, underground railways, even fully functioning cities designed to survive the end of the world. They don't appear on tourist maps. Most governments rarely speak about them. Some officially don't even exist. Yet hidden beneath mountains, forests, deserts, and even major cities lies one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements, a vast network of underground bunkers built for today, but for the day civilization above collapses. The terrifying question is, if these places exist, what do the people who built them know that we don't? Welcome to the hidden world beneath our feet. For thousands of years, humans have sought shelter underground. Ancient civilizations carved entire cities into rock to escape invading armies. But nothing in history compares to what began after 1945. The atomic bomb had forever changed warfare. For the first time, a single weapon could erase an entire city in seconds. As the Cold War intensified, the United States and the Soviet Union accumulated tens of thousands of nuclear warheads, each more powerful than the last. Military strategists believed that a global nuclear war wasn't merely possible, it was increasingly likely. If cities vanished, governments still needed a way to function. Military leaders needed command centers. Communication systems had to remain operational. Nations needed secure locations from which they could coordinate rescue operations, launch counterattacks, or simply preserve their leadership. The solution was radical yet brilliantly simple: go underground. Beneath ordinary mountains, inside seemingly empty hillsides, and deep beneath remote forests, governments quietly began constructing enormous fortified complexes capable of surviving direct nuclear attacks. These weren't simple bunkers with a few emergency supplies. They were underground cities. Massive steel blast doors weighing hundreds of tons sealed entrances hidden behind cliffs and forests. Inside were dormitories, operating rooms, command centers, kitchens, water purification plants, diesel generators, air filtration systems capable of removing radioactive particles and chemical agents, fuel depots, storage rooms stacked with years of food supplies, communication networks protected against electromagnetic pulses, and enough infrastructure to keep thousands of people alive for months, or even years, without ever returning to the surface. One of the most extraordinary examples lies beneath the mountains of North America, where enormous military command complexes were carved directly into solid granite. Engineers understood that rock offered natural protection against blast waves and radiation, so they excavated caverns the size of skyscrapers beneath mountains, suspending entire buildings on giant shock absorbers designed to absorb the vibrations of a nearby nuclear explosion. Massive steel doors could seal the complex within seconds. Independent power grids, underground reservoirs, sophisticated ventilation systems, and secure communication links ensured that even if the outside world ceased to function, those inside could continue operating almost indefinitely. Across the Atlantic, Europe developed its own hidden network. During the Cold War, governments feared that their densely populated cities would become immediate nuclear targets. Secret command bunkers appeared beneath forests, government buildings, and military bases. Some contained underground hospitals complete with operating theaters and intensive care units. Others were equipped with broadcasting facilities, so leaders could continue addressing the nation after an attack. Many included sleeping quarters, conference rooms, cafeterias, water wells, fuel reserves, and secure telephone exchanges protected from electromagnetic interference. Scandinavia took underground engineering to an entirely different level. Surrounded by mountains and granite bedrock, countries invested heavily in massive underground infrastructure that could serve both civilian and military purposes. Some facilities were so large they housed aircraft, submarines, armored vehicles, and thousands of personnel. Entire naval bases disappeared inside mountains, invisible from satellites and nearly impossible to destroy. Deep beneath the surface, aircraft hangars, dry docks, ammunition depots, maintenance workshops, fuel storage tanks, and command centers formed a hidden military world, completely protected by hundreds of feet of solid rock. Meanwhile, in parts of Asia, governments expanded the concept even further by creating extensive underground tunnel systems, connecting command centers, military installations, transportation networks, and emergency shelters. Some cities quietly integrated underground infrastructure into everyday urban planning, ensuring that in the event of war or disaster, millions of civilians could seek protection below ground within minutes. Underground shopping complexes, subway systems, parking garages, and emergency shelters were designed to serve dual purposes, transforming peaceful public spaces into survival infrastructure almost instantly. But constructing these underground cities was only half the challenge. Keeping people alive beneath the surface presented an entirely different problem. Fresh air had to be constantly filtered to remove radioactive dust, toxic chemicals, and biological contaminants. Water had to be purified and recycled. Electricity required redundant generators with enormous fuel reserves. Food had to remain edible for years. Waste needed safe disposal without contaminating living areas. Medical facilities required operating rooms, pharmacies, and life support equipment. Psychological health also became a serious concern. Scientists knew that people isolated underground for months without sunlight could suffer anxiety, depression, insomnia, hallucinations, and cognitive decline. To counter these effects, many facilities incorporated carefully designed lighting systems that simulated daylight, recreational rooms, gyms, libraries, chapels, cinemas, and communal dining areas intended to maintain morale during prolonged isolation. Every detail was engineered around one frightening possibility, that those inside might never return to the world they once knew. Yet perhaps the most unsettling aspect isn't the engineering itself, it's the secrecy. Many governments still refuse to reveal the exact locations, capacities, or capabilities of their most secure underground facilities. Some have been partially declassified, offering only brief glimpses into far larger networks that remain hidden. Others continue operating in complete secrecy, protected by military security and classified infrastructure programs. Satellite imagery can reveal entrances, ventilation shafts, and suspicious construction activity. But what truly exists beneath the surface often remains impossible to verify. Even today, as nuclear tensions rise once again and new threats emerge, from cyber warfare to biological attacks and space-based weapons, many nations continue investing billions of dollars into underground infrastructure. Modern bunkers are no longer designed solely for nuclear war. They are built to survive cyber blackouts, electromagnetic attacks, pandemics, climate disasters, and scenarios that most people never even consider. While life continues normally above ground, deep beneath mountains and forests, silent machines continue running. Air filtration systems remain operational. Emergency generators are regularly tested. Food reserves are rotated. Communication systems are maintained. And hidden cities quietly wait for a catastrophe that everyone hopes will never come. Because if the unthinkable ever happens, the first people to disappear won't be running through the streets. They'll already know exactly where the doors are hidden.